Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Kindness Habit. I'm your host, Allison Clark. And after this episode, you're going to be thinking about how you can make a difference every single day, all year long. Have you ever noticed how people are really kind during the holiday season? Perhaps you donate more money. You might even dress up, talk to strangers more, eat your favorite foods, celebrate differently at work. And then the rest of the months, we kind of lose our energy for kindness. This actually sparked me to do a 90-day kindness journey. And then that sparked a book called The Kindness Habit, which I know many of you have read or have heard me talk about in my podcast. But this book is full of the evidence of why we should be kind. And whenever I'm kind, it's kind of selfish because I get so much out of it. Research shows that there is dopamine that is released when we actually do kind acts. And recently, I did something that was even outside my comfort zone. I've been inspired by so many people all around the world watching their videos of doing kind acts. And I've seen the people who give people $100, and it might be a tip that they leave them, or they just walk in and hand people money. And I'd never done that before. So for 10 years, I did a Christmas in July. I wanted to do something different in 2023. So my daughter and I got together and we created a campaign called Awesome in August. So we had these note cards, we attached $100 in cash, and we set out into Denver, Colorado to find 10 people and just give them money and walk away. So the first thing that we did, so we're driving in Denver and we're just kind of laughing, and we see a cafe. So I said, let's just pull over here. Let's walk in and let's just go give the waitress $100. So we walk into this cafe, very cute little cafe. And the waitress was the only person working the whole restaurant. And she said, find a seat anywhere you want. And we were just kind of standing around. And we said, actually, we're finding 10 people randomly. We just want to give you $100. And the look on her face, she's like, oh my gosh, it must be your lucky day. And it was fun to watch the customers around us, look at her. And so when you are kind, it's also a ripple effect, because we don't know what happened to her when she went home, but just watching all the people respond to it was so fun. So we got back in our car, kept driving down the street. And again, this is totally random. We see a nursery, and I love gardening. I love plants. I'm like, let's go in the nursery. So we pull in the nursery. We see a woman in the parking lot. She has her cart with plants, and we just walked up to her again, same thing. Hey, we're doing Awesome in August. Here's $100. And she's like, oh my gosh, bless your heart. So nice. So that was fun. Then we got in our car and we said, let's just go through a Taco Bell and just give someone just randomly $100. So actually, I'm going to pull up the picture of this woman. She was so excited. So we drive through, we order nothing. We go up to the window and we hand her $100. And then we just drive away. We said, happy August, drive away. So that was fun. Then we go in Xfinity. Now, if you've ever dealt with Xfinity, it's normally not as positive as other businesses that you could deal with. So we walk in, this guy had a great smile on his face, told him what we were doing. We give him $100. And he's like, are you serious? Like, this is crazy. And I said, well, I bet most of the time you get a lot of complaints from people, and we just want to say thank you. And here is $100. So just watching his reaction, because those team members who are facing customers all day, they do get beaten up. So it was fun to just surprise people and just say, no, we're just here to give you money. We did the same thing at Big O Tires. We went into an auto body shop, again, totally random, like, hello, can we help you? And we just said, actually, this is what we're doing. So one of the guys actually said, like, you're not even filming this. And we intentionally didn't film because I didn't want people to be uncomfortable. I just wanted to be able to see the reaction ourselves. So I love watching the videos of other people, but there's nothing that feels as good as doing it yourself. And it doesn't have to be $100. I understand this is a huge investment that we did, but it's little things, opening the door for someone, a $5 gift card to someone, paying for someone's coffee, just these small things to watch another human experience kindness is, and depending on what you do, like I got chills a couple times when we did this. So we did Xfinity, we did tire, auto, then we walked into the Hilton. This is funny. And she's like, hey, checking in. And we said, no, actually, here's $100, gave it to her, walked out. We were denied 3 times. So just as a heads up, and I'm not sure if this is with all hospitals, but my dad had been in the hospital and I wanted to thank the people there. And so one of the nurses had walked out. She said that she couldn't accept it. A front desk person couldn't accept it, but they did want to make sure my dad was okay, which was very kind. So perhaps do something else for hospitals instead of cash, maybe flowers or just something that they can take. So that was an aha moment. Also, shout out to Kroger for one of your employees living your brand and your core values of integrity, because we went up to a gentleman in the kiosk for a gas station and he said he could not take it because it'd be considered a tip. So anyway, we couldn't give it to him. So now we've been denied 3 times. So I also want to remind you that not everyone can accept whatever you're giving them. Not everyone wants something that you're giving them. So please don't take it personally and keep going and doing more and more kindness. Let me just review my list here. Oh yeah, so 2 other people. One gentleman was picking up trash. Again, just walked up to him. We said, thank you so much for picking up trash. Gave him $100, walked away. My daughter had a great idea to walk into a Red Lobster and find a family that the manager thought would really appreciate $100. So we got the manager involved, we got the host involved, and they said, oh, we have the perfect family to, that you give this to. So we all walked over, just gave it to them, and we said, we just want to pay for your lunch and also just, keep whatever's left over. And the look on their face, they were so grateful, and who knows what their story was, but again, we just put it on the table and walked away. The final one was our favorite. So we walked into a dry cleaners. Now, we had been denied 3 times at this time. So we're a little hesitant, like, can she actually accept this? So we walk in and we tell her what we're doing. And we said, are you allowed to do this? And she said, well, no one told me I couldn't ever do this. So yes. And we said, fabulous. So we gave her the $100 and she paused. And she said, you have no idea how much I needed this. She said, now I can celebrate my nephew's birthday. And I was thinking she could buy him a present or whatever. But she said, now I can put gas in my car and take my nephew and his friends camping. She's like, I cannot wait to tell him so he could tell his friends. Both Jamie and I get chills as we go back to our car. And it reminded us that we really, I've said this a million times, but we really do not know what is going on with people. So whether it is that smile, that holding the door, that small gesture, that shout out on social media to a team member who went above and beyond for you, we have no idea what that could mean. So my awesome in August was awesome. And again, it was outside my comfort zone. I've never given people cash before, but it was fun to do that, just to be spontaneous. I'm going to challenge you to do something that you typically do during the holidays. So it could be maybe making a donation right now instead of waiting till December. I've talked to a lot of nonprofits and they say that they get so many donations in December that sometimes they're overwhelmed because they can't manage it all. So maybe call your local shelter or your animal shelter and find out specifically what they need and give them something. You could also do something with your friends that maybe you only do during the holidays, or reach out to someone or send someone a card. But I'm going to remind everyone that you are so powerful. We forget how powerful we are. So really to remember your power. I recently did a keynote with 500 people in Pennsylvania. And I never know what happens in my keynotes because I don't hear immediate feedback, but I got a beautiful message that I wanted to close this episode with. It's just a reminder that we truly don't know what is going on. So this participant wrote to me and said, I really enjoyed listening to you. You are a wonderful speaker. Thank you. That was very kind. I should have spoke up and told you an inspirational story. I saw an old friend while shopping, and I stopped to find out how he and his family were doing. His wife had cancer, and his daughter is a drug addict. After letting him tell me his story, I asked him if he needed a hug. The next day, he messaged me and thanked me for saving his life. I just got chills. He said that he had planned on committing suicide that day. He said that my hug opened his eyes as to realize people truly care. I cried for a long time. So when I got this is why I'm so passionate about kindness. And this is why I have a podcast and I coach people in leadership in every area of your life to be kind. So please remember that you have the opportunity to make someone's day and to even save someone's life. We look forward to the next episode of giving you more ideas from leaders on how they are actually using kindness to inspire others. Thanks for listening.